What's up guys, it's your girl T and here I am with my Black Friday haul as promised. If you watched my previous video, you already know that my Black Friday shopping was focused on supporting Black businesses. I'm actually still waiting on 1 or 2 orders to come in, but I feel like I've waited long enough and I really just want to do this haul. One of the companies I'm still waiting on is actually Peace Images, and I figured I could still give them a shout out by wearing these earrings. These are from Peace Images. I don't know if she still makes them because they're quite old. I've had them 5 or 6 years. Point is, I'm sick of waiting for the stuff that's not here, so let me show you what I do have. Now, back in the day, and by back in the day I mean like 4 or 5 years ago, Black Friday deals were really good. 40% off, buy one, get one free, that kind of stuff was typical. Nowadays, I feel like Black Friday deals kind of suck. A lot of companies are running up with these bullshit like 15% off, 20% off. That's not that good a deal. So I really do miss the days of like the for real Black Friday deals, but they just don't really seem to happen that much anymore. But a couple companies do still bring it on Black Friday and I really appreciate them. So I'm gonna start off with SheScentIt. SheScentIt is a hair care brand that I've wanted to try for years and years. And they were one of the few brands that was like the real MVP this Black Friday because they had 40% off. So I got a few things from them because I've been wanting to try them for so long, and what better time than having 40% off. For one, I got the Okra Hair Repair Reconstructive Conditioner. It has hydrolyzed keratin, hydrolyzed soy protein, rice protein, so I feel like this will be a good protein conditioner. I got the Avocado Moisturizing Conditioner. This one listed avocado oil as the second ingredient, so I knew that it would probably be very nourishing. It also has grapeseed oil, glycerin, coconut oil, all the kinds of stuff that I'm already putting in my hair and that I know my hair loves, so I'm excited to try this one. I got the Restore and Repair Hair Mask. This is another one that has hydrolyzed keratin in it and hydrolyzed silk, so I'm really curious to try this one out. I don't think I've tried any hair masks with hydrolyzed silk in them before, so that should be interesting. I got the Riche Moisture Mask, which is a moisturizing hair mask. I believe this one is protein. Oh no, this one has hydrolyzed silk in it. Not a problem for me because my hair is fine with protein. I've got no problems whatsoever. As long as I'm not doing like Affinity 2-step every week, my hair is perfectly fine with protein conditioners. I got the Cocoa Creme Leave-In Conditioner. And I also got the Scalp Boosting Botanical Spray. This one was completely, probably because I had a couple hot toddies by the time I placed this order, to be honest with you. I don't know, I mean, I feel like this will probably be something that I can mix in with my own DIY spray leave-in, maybe just to give it a little bit of boost, a little something extra, or maybe even fragrance. I don't know what it smells like because as you can see, it's still sealed, but figure whatever, why not? Everything was 40% off, so it definitely helped me justify buying more stuff than I probably needed. So shout out to SheScentIt, not only for being a Black-owned business, but for actually having an awesome Black Friday deal. I also restocked on some stuff from Lakshmi's Cupboard. I've mentioned their oils to you before because I really like their Ayurvedic infused oils. So I went ahead and re-upped on the big size of my favorite one, which is the Bahasvata oil. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I probably am not. This is the 16 ounce. I had the 8 ounce before. It lasted me a good while, but I'll be set for a good amount of time with this one. And then she also had a coconut oil version. It says it's a limited edition, and if you've been watching my channel for any length of time, you know how I feel about coconut oil for my hair, so I had to try this out. It's basically the same herbs, but instead of the normal, I believe, castor oil base that this one has. Yeah, castor oil, it's a coconut oil base. If this one had come in a 16 ounce size, I would have gotten that too, but it didn't, so I just got the biggest one, which is 8 ounces. And last but not least, I decided to pick up her Amla Silk Deep Therapy Restorative Mask with honey. Her deep conditioners are quite pricey. I believe this was about 30 bucks, $32. Her Black Friday deal, I believe, was about 30% off, and her shipping was a little high as well. But I really wanted to try this because the ingredients are really good. It's got all sorts of Ayurvedic ingredients already in there, which I love because typically I have to mix them in myself, so I'm excited to try a conditioner that already has them in there for me. And by the way, she has a deal going on right now, which I'm a little salty about because it's a better deal than what I got when I made my purchases. I believe everything on her site is half off right now. I got an email about it saying, it's our best sale of the year. And it's lasting through this weekend, so it ends today on Sunday. So make sure you get in there fast if you want to try something because I'm so pissed that I didn't wait. I also did a restock from Basque, or as it's now known, Bakura Beauty, but as I've mentioned in previous videos, I am threatened by change and I still call it Basque. So I restocked on the Cacao Bark Conditioning Hair Mask, one of my favorite conditioners of all time. I also restocked on the Vanilla Whiskey Restoring Hair Soap. This is the protein deep conditioner that they have. And I decided to try out the Tonga Mousse Opulent Hair Creme. This is more of a leave-in cream type of situation with jasmine, coconut milk, tamanu fruit, and sea moss. And I also love a lot of her body products, which I don't think I've ever mentioned, but I love a lot of her butters and lotions that she has, her body creams. So I decided to try this, the Balsamic Fruit Body Gelée Oil. It's basically like a thick, like, I'm not even sure how it's going to pump out because it's not sliding down in the bottle when I turn it upside down, but I was just kind of intrigued by the concept of this moisturizer. This is the scent Lemon Beignet, which I've already tried in her whipped body cream and I think maybe one other product, and I love it. And then I picked up the same exact product in the scent Barbados Pecan, or Pecan as I prefer to pronounce it because I am from Queens. And this fragrance I also already know I love because I think it used to be called Muscovado Pecan and it was so delicious smelling. I'm actually allergic to pecans, like all tree nuts, I'm allergic to them, but the smell of this is so good. It smells so delicious. And that is all I got from Masque, or Bakura. Moving on to Pretty Antoinette. This is a company that specializes in silk hair lingerie, I think they call it. So bonnets, pillowcases, stuff like that. First up, I picked up this large silk hair sack, basically. It's almost as big as a slip, as you can see. It probably is as big as a slip depending on your body size. But I got this for my kinky twists and, you know, hair extension type styles. I have the normal satin ones, one or two of them that you can just get at the beauty supply store. And those are fine for my normal hair, but when I have kinky twists or extensions in of any kind, it's really hard to just cram all my hair into them. And this one looked a lot more roomy, and I'm happy to see that it really is. And it's proper silk, not that satin treated polyester that you get at the beauty supply store. So I'm very happy to have this in my arsenal. I definitely prefer using actual silk on my hair rather than polyester satin. The next thing I picked up was this bonnet. It's just in this sort of like beige cream kind of color. Basic bonnet, really nothing more to say about that. But she was nice enough to include some replacement elastic in case the elastic in this wears out, which I thought was nice. And the last thing I got from Pretty Antoinette was just this beanie, but it is lined with silk. Awesome because it saves me the step of having to put on a silk beanie underneath or like a bonnet or something to protect my hair from the actual fabric of the beanie, which I love. It does have a Pretty Antoinette's tag stitched here on the back, but I may take that off. I'm not really into that. It's actually the main reason that I never got one of those slap caps that everyone was posting about for a little while, mainly because I'm sure they paid a lot of people, but I just didn't like how large the logo or brand name was on them, so I never got one. So this is a great alternative because it's pretty discreet and it'll also be very easy to remove, it looks like. Let's move on to turbans. I've been really getting into trendy turbans. I probably have 10 of them at this point. I found out about them first through Face Over Matter, and I've just been kind of like collecting them over the past several months. She had a small business Saturday sale, I think. It was only maybe 15% off or something like that, but you gotta take what you can get sometimes. I got a few turbans. This one is just a cranberry color. If you're not familiar with trendy turbans, they basically have this slot here. It sort of fits on your head like a hat. And then from there, you can zhuzh the remaining part around your head into different types of looks and designs. It's just kind of a lot faster and easier than trying to work with just a piece of fabric as you do with a typical turban if you're kind of in a rush, or maybe you just don't want some big, I'm going to a Nigerian wedding kind of headpiece. Just a little bit more low-key, day-to-day type of thing. I really like them for that. I also got this floral design, which is definitely out of my comfort zone, which is why I chose it. I got this gray one, which has like slightly a purple hue to it. It looks a lot more gray in person than it did online. I was hoping that the purple would be a little bit more pronounced than it is in person, but I'm still going to wear it because I bought it, and gray is a nice universal color, so I'm sure I'll get some use out of it. And then I got this sort of paisley-ish type print. That's the dog that you're hearing. This one is kind of more up my alley in terms of types of prints I would normally go for as opposed to the floral one. And then the last one I got is a little different. This is the Insta-Dry Turban, and it's basically a super absorbent version of the trendy turban to help dry your hair after you wash it, or maybe after you're getting out of a pool or something. So I thought that this one would be useful on wash days, when I need to run out of the house if my hair is still wet, maybe even if I'm deep conditioning. The material does feel a little bit thicker, so I can see how it would be more absorbent than the regular turbans. I also picked up a couple of your more classic head wraps from the Wrap Life. That Black Friday deal was another one of the less impressive ones. I think it was like $1 to $2 off each wrap. So I'm not really even sure why I felt the need to buy more, because that's not really much of a bargain. Then to make matters worse, much like with Lakshmi's Cupboard, after I made my purchase, a much better deal came along a couple days later. I think she had like 10 or 15% off for Cyber Monday. So a lot of companies are really trying my patience this year, just punking customers with better deals after Black Friday or Cyber Monday. It's really just, I think it's in poor taste. But anyway, that's just me being bitter. I got this print here. Just a nice blue and sort of greeny gold swirls in it. This one's sort of a foresty green with leaves. And this one, purple, is my power color, as I've said before, so I can't believe I don't already have a purple head wrap, so I felt like I needed to get one. And then this is the last one I got. I just thought that this looked very kind of like refreshing in a way. I feel like I'm really gonna like this one come summertime. But yeah, much to my chagrin, the prices on pretty much everything I got and more went down a couple days after I placed my order, like before I'd even received my order. So yeah, good news for you if you didn't buy anything, because you can probably still get a better deal than I did. As I am currently in protective styling mode, I picked up some braiding hair. I'm probably going to do kinky twists, but I know I wanted to try out Catface hair. Scaladondo wears this hair a lot, and she is friends with the girl who created this line and runs it. It is basically specializing in Canicolon ombre hair, all sorts of kind of punk edgy colors like this gray. So I picked up a few packs of this. Obviously this is your typical braiding hair. It's not the kinky twist kind of texture. And then I also picked up a few packs of this sort of teal green color. I'm not sure which one I'm gonna use first, but I really like how they both look. I think, yeah, it's gonna be interesting to work with these, because I usually do work with kinky hair because it's so much easier and it blends better, but I am excited to try out these colors. She recommends 8 packs of hair for a whole head. I never use that much, but I would say that there's less hair in each of these packs than there is in your typical beauty supply store pack of braiding hair. I believe on her website it says it's 100 grams, which is about what you get, I think, in like a bundle of weave, if I know anything about weave, which I don't. I would say a typical pack of braiding hair is probably like 1.5 to 2 of these. So I could see needing 8 packs, but I would probably still avoid that, because I really don't like to more than double the amount of hair on my head when I'm adding in extension hair. I like a 1-to-1 ratio maximum because I don't want too much weight on my hair follicles. So I'll see what I can do with these. I got a couple things from HGC Apparel. I've ordered from them a handful of times before. And this time I picked up this Malcolm X hat. It really reminds me of the hats that everybody and their dad was wearing in New York in the 90s when Malcolm X came out, the movie starring Denzel Washington, directed by Spike Lee. I remember my dad had like a leather one of these, just plain leather with, I think, a silver X. Everybody had these Malcolm X hats, and it just was nostalgic for me, so I picked one of these up. I also got 2 sweatshirts. I got this one. This one comes in unisex sizes, so I got a small, and it just says unarmed, and it's this mustard yellow color that you can probably see because it looks pretty accurate in the viewfinder. I think that one speaks for itself. And the other one I picked up is a women's, but I still got a small because that is usually the size that is best for me. And it just says Queen. One last sweatshirt I got from HGC Apparel. I actually did not buy this during the whole Black Friday Cyber Weekend madness, but it went down to 50% off during that. So yeah, just more salt on deals that I missed out on. It is probably my biggest pet peeve to see something go down in price after I paid for it and not be able to get that deal, like not be able to get a price adjustment. It really, really crinkles my taint. Anyway, I love the sweatshirt though. It says Khadijah, St. Clair, Overton, Regine, Kyle, Maxine the Maverick. If I have to explain that to you, we can no longer be friends. And I'm glad that it's finally gotten chilly in LA. It is finally sweatshirt weather, which I love. We don't get proper cold in LA. We just get like the perfect amount of crisp in the air so that you can like wear a cute pea coat but leave it open kind of thing. I spent my entire childhood shoveling snow in Queens. And by the way, we lived in a corner house. So if you are from a cold climate where you had to shovel, you know why that sucks extra. So I definitely appreciate my fake LA winters where all I need is a couple sweatshirts and a cute scarf. One of the things I'm most excited about that I picked up are some rollers from my Curl Squad. I mentioned these in my previous video. These are the new rollers that launched from Protective Princess, who is a fellow YouTuber. I picked up 2 packs. I got a pack of the all Huskies and a pack where they were kind of mixed with Huskies and the minis. And then because she is the best, she actually threw in some extra rollers for me because she was just like, girl, you're gonna need these with all that hair. I think she definitely overestimates how much hair I actually have on my head. But I have tried these out once. I was actually still wearing a few in my previous video underneath my turban. Super comfortable to sleep in. Really good job at stretching my ends. Full review to come. Last but not least, this is not something that I actually hauled on Black Friday or Cyber Monday, but it is from a sister-owned / Black-owned business. These products were actually sent to me a little while back and I haven't had a chance to talk about them. Beija Flor Naturals is actually a company with which I was already familiar. I actually already have and love the creme brulee for kinks, curls, and coils. It's probably my favorite product for when I'm doing a braid out on old hair. Like, this is what I go for. Seriously, best braid outs of my life. So I was surprised and delighted to discover that she had discovered me and wanted to send me some products to try out. So I perused her site, picked out a couple things that were new or at least new to me. And I just want to show you what I got, even though I have not really given these a proper test drive yet. First is the Moroccan Argan Oil Shampoo. I haven't tried this at all yet, but I'm really excited to try it because I'm looking for a replacement for my Urban Life Royal Rinse. I still love that shampoo. It's just too hard to get it. So I'm really hoping that this one comes through for me because it'll let me support a Black-owned business. And yeah, I mean, that's really it. I also asked her if I could try out the Licorice Root Scalp Elixir, which is basically a healthy hair growth serum natural treatment for dry, itchy scalp. I thought that this would be great as a scalp treatment pre-poo. So, you know, after I do my whole detangling nonsense, I could maybe put this on my scalp to kind of pre-cleanse. And then when I go into shampoo, rinse it out. I don't have dry or itchy scalp, but I feel like an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, as they say. Then I wanted also to try out the Maracuja milk, which is a leave-in for kinks, curls, and coils. Leave-in moisturized with Brazil nut and passion fruit oils. This is a very rich leave-in. I've used just a little bit. I think if you have very dry, parched hair, you will love this. If you have fine or thin hair, it might be better used as a deep conditioner for you, actually. So, you know, always think outside the box, look at the ingredients and use things how you wish based on how the ingredients make sense to you. For me, I think the ingredients are far too lovely for me to want to rinse it out. I think that my hair, even though my hair is not thick, the strands are thick, I just have kind of a normal density. So far, so good. I've only tried this one time, I think, and I didn't find it to be too heavy for my hair. And last but not least, even though I didn't ask for this, she gave me a fresh jar of the creme brulee for kinks, curls, and coils in the new packaging, which was really nice because, you know, mine is more than halfway gone, so it'll be nice to have a fresh one once this one runs out. That will do it for this roundup of the things that I picked up. I didn't get anything from Tony Daly, but if you are interested in this wig, she is having a 25% off promotion that runs, I think, until the end of the month. So I'll leave a link and the details for that in the description box. Green Beauty, who I always talk about, she had a Black Friday sale where it was, I think, 15% off. I didn't need to restock on my Real Protein treatment, so I didn't get anything. But I do suggest that you sign up to her newsletter so that you can stay on top of when she does have specials, because she has them a handful of times a year. And whenever I'm running low on my Real Protein treatment, I always take advantage. So be sure to sign up for her newsletter. And that should do it. So hopefully you guys are participating in the 12 Days of Fitmas challenge with me as well. We are on day 6 of it, and you know, it has not been easy getting back into the groove, but it has been great. Like, not actually during the workouts, that's terrible and horrible and sucks, but afterwards, well worth it. Yeah, I'm kind of shocked because my abdominal bloatation has gone down significantly and I'm still eating like shit. Like, let's keep it real. I was eating fries yesterday. So despite my efforts to reel it in on my diet, I basically have been like, you know what? We're gonna worry about that in 2017. I talked about that more on my blog updates for the Fitmas challenge, so if you give a shit, and you probably don't, the link to my blog is always in the description box. I'm really happy to be getting back on the workout wagon, and I've actually been learning a lot more about portioning and meal planning while paying attention to macros, which I think is going to be a big help because I've never done that before, and I feel like it might be the thing to help me unlock my weight loss plateau. I've referred to this before and then just was getting overwhelmed by how tedious and detail oriented it seems, but I found some really awesome videos from a channel here on YouTube that are kind of helping me to wrap my mind around it all. And I'm really excited to finally feel empowered to actually tackle this task and make it much more digestible, for lack of a better word, no pun intended. More on that to come after I'm done eating cookies and pies and cake. Thanks so much for watching. Have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year if I do not see you guys again before the year is over. And I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
That's a nappy-headed hose there, I'm gonna tell you that now.